So in this video, we are going to understand how do you solve for stockouts in high utilization dark stores. So this is a typical question that is asked in a lot of interviews for quick commerce companies. So what happens is whenever you hear such kind of questions, ultimately your brain goes in the direction that it is a stock issue. So you need to supply more stock. So understand that whenever such kind of question is asked, it is never about the inventory. You have to first understand the meaning of the word high utilization. It simply means that there is no more space to keep more items. The dark store is full up till its physical capacity. There is no more shelf space. Every square feet of a dark store is full to its capacity. It is no longer an inventory problem. It is more of a space and allocation problem. So this is something which you need to understand. All the category managers already know this, according to which they take a decision. So now we will first understand the root cause analysis. So we have to understand why this issue of stockout can happen. So there are majorly 5 reasons for it. One is the issue could be related to forecasting. So if you are not able to forecast the demand accurately, then this situation will come in. Forecasting could be related to that there might be a heat wave, due to which what happened is cold drink is getting sold, ice cream is getting sold. Another issue could be there is an occasion or there is a festival due to which you haven't planned and sweets are getting sold. So you need to forecast accurately as per the weather, as per the occasion or the festival. The second issue could be replenishment lag. So a lot of time what happens is if the delivery truck is not arriving at the dark store in time, then there would be issue of stock out. It simply means that the products are getting sold faster than your supply chain is refilling it. The third issue can be space constraint. So it typically means that the high moving products don't have a lot of space because it is occupied by the other kind of products. And this is something which you need to solve. The fourth reason could be SKU proliferation. It simply means that you have stocked a lot of slow moving products and now they're occupying the space for all the products. Instead of this, you could have kept the fast moving products and you could have fulfilled the demand. And last reason could be allocation error. So you planned for the right inventory, but then it went to the wrong location. So these are the major 5 cases according to which you need to understand the root cause and then you need to give the solutions. So let's understand these issues in detail. First, we will talk about forecasting. Okay, so forecasting could be related to any weather phenomena or any occasion. You have to understand the locality also. Two different dark stores in the same locality might behave in a different way depending on the kind of area. So if a dark store is located in a residential area, there would be more sale of items like groceries. But if the dark store is located in maybe a corporate area, protein bars can sell, energy drinks can sell. So forecasting is dependent on basically 4 issues. One is the time. So what will sell at 9 a.m. will be different what will sell at 9 p.m. In morning, people might buy breads, biscuits, but at night, people might buy protein bars, chips, snacks, something like that. The second thing is weather. So, in case of any heat waves or rain, you need to predict those, according to which different products would get sold. The third kind of thing is the local events. So, any local festival is being celebrated, then, sweets will sell a lot, gift hampers will sell a lot. So according to which you need to plan, and local events will also vary as per the locality. In some locality, if a puja is happening, so you have to stock some such kind of products. And the fourth factor is promotions. So in case any category is running any kind of deals on homepage or anything, you need to stock those products in the dark store accordingly. In case the brands are also giving some kind of discounts, you need to plan for that spike and you need to stock all the products in the dark store. So better forecast will definitely, prevent any kind of stock out situation. But then only forecasting cannot solve the problem of high utilization dark stores because, if there is no shelf space available, even if you forecast it accurately, you cannot create enough space to put the items which you have forecasted will sell. So now coming to the second part of the problem, you need to focus your energy on SKU optimization and you need to focus on fast moving allocation. So understand that all the inventory in your dark store can be categorized into 3 buckets. So one is A, second is B, and the third could be C. So A could be regarded as all the products which is contributing to your 70 to 80% of the sale. So these would be around 20 to 25% of the products. Then the B could be, all the SKUs which is contributing to another 10 to 20% of the sale. So this would also be around 50 to 60% of the products. And the last bucket is which is contributing to 5 to 10% of the sale. And the number of products in such a case would be 20 to 30%. So this C is the part wherein you can cut down on the stocks. Now, this is not a decision where anyone would be comfortable, because as a dark store, you are interested in showing variety. But then you have to understand, for all the high utilization dark stores, variety is basically a cost. It is going to impact your demand. You don't need to store 12 different brands offering the same product. Even 3 to 4 brands are enough. If you are able to free up this space, you can now store more of A class products. So you have to always protect your best sellers first, and understand that this activity is not a one time activity. This is something that you have to keep on doing repeatedly. What might lie in A class in summers might not be the fast mover in winters. So you have to understand, depending on the weather, depending on the season, this activity will also change. So ideally you have to do this planning every week. Now coming to the next part of the problem. So how you can solve this problem of high utilization? The other thing that you can plan is replenishment cycle. So what you can do is you can keep enough stock in your mother warehouse. Now from your mother warehouse, ideally it goes to different dark stores. So maybe you can increase your replenishment cycle from 1 day to maybe 12 hours. So a dark store could be replenished twice in a day or maybe thrice in a day. In this case, you will be sending inventory in small batches, and you will ensure that all the products lie in such dark stores. So rather than sending one truck, you have to send some smaller trucks, with smaller inventory batch sizes. And in the mother warehouse, you have to remember that you need to keep a buffer stock everywhere, so which is ready such that the picker can pack it and quickly load it to the truck, and then truck can replenish the different dark stores using this buffer stock. So this is the way to increase your replenishment cycle by ensuring quick turnaround time. And the final thing that you need to discuss in the interview is basically capacity planning for the long term. So you have to understand that probably the catchment area that your dark store is serving is not enough. Probably you need to open two different dark stores serving the same catchment area, and thus the company needs to expand the dark stores locations. The company need to open more dark store, because one dark store is not enough to cater to that entire locality. So probably the entire locality would be divided into two subgroups of smaller locality. So ideally, you would splitting the catchment area. A high utilization dark store is basically a sign for you to expand the dark store, and a good category manager or an operation manager or the city head see the right metrics and accordingly decide whether the time is right to open a new dark store. This is also called capacity rebalancing. So you are ultimately distributing the demand among the different dark stores. So whenever such a case is asked in the interview, you have to understand that this is not a supply problem. It is more of a space and allocation problem. And you have to first start by identifying the root cause analysis. You have to understand whether it is a forecasting issue, whether there is any occasion spike, festive spike. You have to understand whether there is any replenishment lag, or wrong quantity has been sent to the wrong dark store. So once you are able to identify the root cause analysis, the second thing that you need to focus on is basically forecasting. So you need to do forecasting at a hyperlocal level, understanding the season, understanding the weather, understanding any occasion, something like that. So you improve your forecasting. Then you optimize the SQs. So you have to cut down on slow moving SQs, and you have to increase the supply of fast moving SKUs. After this, you have to improve your replenishment cycle. So maybe replenishing once in a day is not enough. Maybe you need to replenish 2 to 3 times in a day. So this will ensure that you have enough buffer stock in the mother warehouse, and you can supply that buffer stock to the dark stores. And then finally, you basically plan for capacity. So if you understand that one dark store is not enough to serve the catchment area, you divide that catchment area into different dark stores. You make smaller localities, So these are the 5 steps that you need to discuss in the interview. You have to follow a very structured thinking process, and accordingly you need to answer the interviewer. In case you found this video valuable, do subscribe to my channel. I will be sharing a lot of such breakdowns in the upcoming videos.